everyone. Happy Thursday.
Happy
Sorry,
Thursday.
it was playing on two monitors. I kept hearing music. I'm like, what is going on?
How's everyone doing today? Have you made it through the week so far? If so, drop a W in the chat because you've earned it.
Exactly. It has been a challenging week, Cyril. How about you, buddy? How's your week been?
It's been a weird one. But when is it never not?
That's a good point. It has definitely been challenging and something in the air because, things are changing. And we're going to talk about that today. So, everybody, I want to say thank you for tuning in on Rags to Riches. And if it's your first time here, please understand we're here to help you. So, if you have any questions, comments, anything you got, hop in the Discord, share your thoughts, post them in the chat down there, and we will make sure to get to them if we can. And if not, catch us backstage and we'll cover anything you want to know.
Absolutely.
So, as always, I want to say hello to everybody who's joined us today. And, of course, the very first in the audience was Abdul. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you. Rooster, hello. Welcome, my man. Wild Angel is on her way home. Drive safe, love. Yes, red lights suck. I feel you there. And let's see. We got, hey, Cyril Keir's in the audience. Check that out. Hi, Cyril.
I know that guy.
Yeah, and he's eating a hamburger through the wrapper. Good man. BTK, my man. Happy Thursday, brother. Good to have you with us.
What's up?
And Rooster has the stream started. No, that was me. I was messing with audio, and I keep breaking things, so I'll stop doing it. Danfo, my man.
What's up?
And Chrome, watch those ads, people. Yes, guys, please remember, the ads are helpful. So whether you want to skip them, watch them, give them a couple seconds to play, and then go ahead and swipe on past them. I appreciate it. Thank you. Ya Bonks, my man. How you doing, brother? Good to have you with us.
Hey, Alex. I see Rosalind too. She's all excited about something.
I missed Rose. I'm sorry, Rose. I was talking to you earlier. I got all confused.
I don't know how you missed her. She's typed like 8 times in the chat.
There's a lot of chat over there, so I think it's great, guys. Everybody, thank you so much for showing up today. So, of course, Rags to Riches. We're trying to take that journey, and we're going to find out later how we're doing so far. But right now, we really got to talk about the market, Cyril. I mean, things are weird. I mean, one day they're through the roof, the next they're falling through the floor. What is going on, my man?
Yeah, we're at this kind of weird point right now. Right now, there's a disconnect between the 4-hour chart and the daily chart. Daily chart says it needs to go down. The 4-hour chart wanted it to go up, right? So on the 5th, so I guess like 3 days ago, I posted my trading server and I was like, look, guys, 4-hour chart's bullish, so we're probably going to see a pop off soon. But be advised, it may the following day come right back down again, because on the daily chart, it's showing that it needs to come down lower, right? Let me see real quick, since we're here. Daily chart, if it does not break like 45.8K, right? We're probably going to see it come back down to 43K at the very least. But I believe that it may still yet come back down to like 41.5. So, be advised, be aware of that. Don't sit there and catch that FOMO, right? Don't be like, oh, the charts are going up. Buy, because now's the time, right? That's where everyone gets screwed over. I actually just took profit on a long and got out of the pump. Right. So don't be sitting there buying into it right now.
Right. And now that's one thing we definitely got to talk about is the mentality. I mean, right now the news are starting to heat up. We're hearing about airdrops. All of a sudden, one day, everybody loves crypto. It's going to change the world. Damn, 137,000%. Nice job. Show off. I love it. So, one day we're up and we're emotionally up because we're excited. Our bets are like, oh, we're going to the moon. And then the next day is like, oh my God, we dropped 5% overnight. What just happened? I'm in the dimps. Oh, my life sucks. Everybody hates me. We're going to see a lot of that. Just you. Yeah, exactly. I know you do, Cyril. So, we've talked a lot about the emotional control, about separating ourselves. But like you just gave us that insight that it might drop back down to that range. So some people are going to say, oh, well, Cyril said that. Maybe I should wait to DCA. I was going to buy some on this payday on Friday. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should wait till next week. what would you say to that person?
I would say if the market goes and does like a crazy run, like a day or two before your DCA, wait till Monday, right? It's the market's still going to be there. You're more likely to get a better deal come Monday or Sunday than you are buying the day after it does a run like that. So it's okay to, if you see the market has just gone up like 5% and tomorrow's your DCA day, to bump it off a couple days. It's okay to do that. Just because you have your set DCA that you do to go into the market every week doesn't mean you have to do it on that day, right? It's the whole point of setting it so that it's something you always do and treating it like a bill is to force that habit of investing. You can still have the habit and tweak it a little bit based off of the current situations in the market. That's okay.
Okay. So a couple days plus or minus is fine, but saying, oh, I'm going to stop doing it and I'm going to wait for 2 weeks until it really drops and I'm going to buy it all. Right. That's what we want to avoid, correct?
Yeah, that's trying to time the bottom, right? And which you're not going to do. It's better to DCA. But again, as we know, and we've seen it many times, if we have a 9 times out of 10, the following day you have a pullback, so. And usually it's the pullbacks on our Thursdays and the run with our Wednesdays. At least today we got the run, so that if it pulls back tomorrow, I ain't got to tell you guys about it until the following week, and hopefully it's back up by then.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I was really starting to think the market was hating us. Like, seriously, they know we're going live. It's like, oh, 2 hours before they go live, we're going to burn everything. Like, what is wrong with you people?
Dude, after that many weeks in a row, I was like this close to suggesting that we move to Wednesdays instead, just so that we could do our weekly reports on the good day.
Right, exactly. Give us some positivity to spread out there. So yeah, and the big thing there is the news, and we're seeing a lot of it. I mean, we just heard about, what is it? The SEC is now could change the categorization of Ethereum. Now, it might be a security. What's going on there, buddy?
The SEC has been trying to get Ethereum labeled as a security for quite some time now, right? They had included some verbiage in a lawsuit against one DeFi project. Thankfully, this lawsuit was tossed out, right? Because the verbiage that they had included in there basically stated that because the largest or the nation with the most transactions on the Ethereum network is the US at a total of 40% of all transactions, the SEC should have oversight of the Ethereum network. That was what they said. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize it, but they already do, okay? When they introduced Ethereum staking and then set it so that you had to have 32 Ethereum or whatever it was they set it at, I don't remember at this point. I don't use Ethereum nodes because that's only 14% annually, and that doesn't interest me. But with it having such a high requirement, a lot of individuals couldn't make their own node. And so these exchanges came out and said, oh, hey, why don't you stake with us? We'll go ahead and stake it in our validator and pay you a percentage of it, right, as your yield. I think they pay something stupid like 6% annually.
Right.
So
actually, I was talking to one guy today who does that on Coinbase, and he told me today he's getting 4.9% on his Ethereum.
So ETH validators pay out 14.6% annually. So yeah, he's getting screwed. But right. Anyway, because of that, and all of these exchanges started offering that to their users, people who were holding Ethereum a long time went ahead and just staked it there, right? Why not? It might as well earn while it's sitting on it. I don't have enough to go make my own validator or whatnot. But the problem is that meant most of the Ethereum and validators were owned by the exchanges. And there's 4 of them that currently control like 58% of all the Ethereum validator nodes because of that. The ETH network is vulnerable to 4 corporations that are under the purview and restrictions of the SEC, mind you, because they're registered to operate here in the US. So they have to follow what the SEC says. If the SEC comes out tomorrow and says, yeah, there's a security, you're not allowed to have them if you're a business, right? Without going through the proper process. Coinbase and all these other exchanges tomorrow would have to literally remove all of the staked ETH and put it back in user wallets, which would really damage the Ethereum network. Imagine how congested it would be if all of a sudden over 58% of the validators poof disappeared.
Yeah, so, that would be insane.
Yeah. And so those four companies, they have essentially controlled more than 50% of the Ethereum network, which means the Ethereum network is technically at risk of a consensus attack.
Right.
That's why I don't long-term hold other funds on the Ethereum network or on layer 2s that are built on top of Ethereum. Like my long-term hold funds are in Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network, tucked away in a ledger somewhere. So just be aware of that kind of stuff, right? Because that's not stuff that you hear about, right? It's not stuff that people are going to tell you. You know, it's stuff that you have to research and find out yourself to realize, oh, wow, this is a problem or could become a problem.
Right, exactly. And I want to say hi to Lady Z. Lady, good to have you there. And like Chrome says, yeah, ETH being decentralized is slowly becoming more and more of a joke. Man, Chrome, you're right there. And you guys, that's one thing we got to talk about here is the safety and security. Now, we've talked about this in earlier episodes where this is probably going to be the last bull market where us, the people, kind of have some say or some power. By the next one, it's going to be corporate run. We're going to be able to invest in it if we go through these big corporations. So make no mistake, it's moving to that area. But right now is a very risky area because the SEC is paying attention. Last bull market, they really didn't care too much. They're like, you guys just do whatever. This is Wild West. Now people are getting into it. The SEC's involved. Governments are involved. Big countries are involved. And so we are all on shaky ground. So just remember that when you're doing this is whatever in crypto you have is at some form of risk. There is no perfectly safe one. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing is perfectly safe. So do your risk management. I think it's great to invest, to build your portfolio, but just be smart about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. And so now, I think it was the last one. We talked about airdrops. Now, I ran across one hiccup that a lot of people may not know about. I'm going to share it with you guys here first today, is the Jupiter airdrop. And it's still running for like 30 days. Now, I found out that the helium miners, if you were claiming your helium across the app, okay, it goes through the Jupiter aggregator. So if you're doing a claim every day, you might have Jupiter tokens. Here's the trick. You can't check them in the helium wallet, okay? So how to get around that is you take your secret recovery or your secret key, okay, your secret key from your helium wallet and create a wallet on your desktop using Phantom, Soulflare, one of those. And all you're going to do is import your wallet with that secret key into it. That will let it put your wallet onto your desktop. Then you can go Jupiter and find out if you have it. Okay, so I didn't know that. It took me about 3 days to figure that workaround out. And one day I'll make a video on it, but I wanted to let you guys know first, that's how you do it. So if you have any questions on that, let me know in the Discord. And Chrome saying, exactly. You can check it in Helium wallet. I never could get mine to work. It says, I did it that way. Okay, BTK, I couldn't get mine. So, hey, if you did, man, more power to you, brother.
You just have to paste the address in because when you click it, it opens the default browser, take the URL and put it into the Helium browser connect.
See, I tried that. Mine just kept flipping me out of it. So I don't know. Maybe my phone hates me. Could be. Speaking of phones. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you wanted to, I posted the link in the Restream private chat. The link, I know the name, it looks super sketch. It is legit, but you can paste up to 5 wallet addresses in there and it will check your stuff and see if you have any pending airdrops from any of the recent airdrops, Pyth token, when, Jupe, etc. So that's the link that you use to check, and you can paste up to 5 different addresses in there and check them all at once, so you don't have to sit there, connect this wallet, connect this wallet. If you have a lot of wallets like I do.
Exactly. And yeah, that's the same one I put in the airdrop chat, and it works great, guys. That's how I found mine randomly. And yeah, I had no idea. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, that awesome jackpot. So yeah, keep an eye on those, because right now is airdrop season. Now we've got a couple seasons coming out. In fact, I want to talk about this, Cyril. I remember in the last bull market, just as meme coins started kicking off, I remember personally, because I'm a hardware miner, I saw graphics cards dropping in price. They were on sale. It was great. And then like 3 weeks later, they quadrupled in price because, of course, that went nuts. Now, today I kind of noticed we're starting to see that whole graphics card price start to drop again. Do you think that's an indication of we're starting up that slope?
I think it's retail traders phasing out any of their at-home miners with like graphics cards and whatnot, because the halving is coming, right? We're not far from that. Profitability, because of energy costs here in the US, are pretty much at an all-time low. Like if I ran, I have a miner, right? Technically I have two because I got a daughter too. I couldn't resist the dad joke.
You had to. That was good.
Yeah, I have a miner that I have sitting on my desk that I haven't set up yet, because right now if I ran it, I would be losing 2 cents an hour, right? So I need Bitcoin to become a little more profitable before it becomes profitable for me to even run the miner. And it's an actual ASIC miner. It's not like a graphics card. Graphics cards, they're less efficient when it comes to mining. So I think we're seeing people sell the graphics cards prior to the halving, is what I think we're seeing, because it's not going to be profitable for them to use it anymore. So they might as well recoup some of their investment.
Right, exactly. And that's one thing I want to talk about was the mining concept. Like you're talking right now, if you look at most ASICs, unless you get a top end, very expensive one, they're not profitable. Nope. But for me personally, I've got 9 of them in the garage. I have 3 running, even though they're running at a loss, and they're the L3 pluses. But here's the thing. If I look at the chart and I look at the long term, and I know that Bitcoin's going to do probably about a 4 to 5x more it's setting. And if I'm mining today into Bitcoin, knowing it's going to do that, if I do the calculations at that point in time where that's when I'll sell, so that makes me a speculative miner. Now, here's why I'm doing that, because a lot of you people say, well, why would you do that negatively? Because I have to be honest with myself and say that, hey, I am horrible at saving money. I'm bad at it. So to take money out of my check and put it into a crypto, it's so much easier to put it into a McDonald's cheeseburger or a pizza. And I know that about myself. So
electricity bill.
Right, exactly. See, the electricity bill I have to pay. So what I found out is if I do the math and I look forward ahead, if I'm mining today, even though it says I'm at a loss, if I know I take those coins and I sell them close to the peak of the bull market, then I will be mining at a profit today. I'm just not going to see it till then. So I'm going to pay the power bill now, let them collect, and then when we hit that bull market, that's when I'll sell. And in the end, I'll make a profit on it. That's my mindset.
That's interesting. So you're basically DCAing your way in via your power bill.
Right. Exactly.
And that's one way to do it. It definitely is. I know that with what they charge here per kilowatt hour, it's not something that I'm too excited about. So I'm just going to wait a little bit, because for me, I have my position already. That would just be additional profit on top of that. So everybody's different. And just because I don't want to operate the miner right now because it would be at a 2 cent per hour loss, doesn't mean somebody else might not want to, right? So that's the thing about all of this, is that there's no one answer, right? And that's why I think it is a unique thing that we have Serenity here and I'm here, is we do have difference of opinion. We do have different viewpoints on certain things, and we're able to show kind of like 2 different situations, 2 different viewpoints, and explain how we would be flexible with it to accommodate it for my viewpoint and what my goals are, and his viewpoint and his goals, right? And that's the Sorry, I got distracted by the comment.
Sorry, my bad. I'll wait.
All good. And that's the beauty of investing. You find what works for you and your situation, and then you can take the elements of what you learn here and apply it to your life.
Exactly. And that's one of the most important things here, guys, is we're not going to tell you what you should do. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing and what I think is the best way for my situation. My situation is unique for me. And oftentimes it contradicts to Cyril's because his is a whole different situation over there. And so I can't tell him what to do. And he has tried to tell me what to do. And of course, I'm going to go against it just for fun. But that's a good thing. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're not here to tell you, you have to do this. And if any content creator, any investor is telling you, you must go do this today, man, I would turn and run the other way. First thing, because they're trying to control you. Man, nobody knows your life better than you do. So do your own research. Decide for yourself what is right for you.
Yep, absolutely.
And so, okay, now bring up the comments. So I'll catch up here. So
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, John says, just send your coins to his wallet. He'll let you know what you got. Don't worry about it. That's a good idea, John. I like that. Walden says, yeah, as long as the bill doesn't hit the $1,700 a month again. Yes, it won't. We won't talk about that. But yes, I am being very careful of that level. Chrome says, man, I got like 3 ads so far. I'm kind of mad. But for this, I'm stoked. Well, thank you, Chrome. I appreciate that. And yeah, guys, the ads do help the channel. They really do. And speaking of, I want to give a huge thank you to the winner of last week's dance-off who donated his winnings to Rags to Riches show. So that way we can keep going and keep paying it forward. So thank you very much.
Wasn't the last dance-off a fairly sizable one as well?
It was. It was a $30 prize. Sorry, I got to readjust. So thank you for the support, guys. And it does mean a lot, Chrome. Watching the ads really does help, guys. Thank you so much. And BTK's asked, wouldn't it be cheaper to just buy BTC daily at market price? You know, BTK, it would be. Absolutely. But I have to be honest with myself. And this is the hard part, people, is to look yourself in the eye in the mirror and say, you know what? You don't have self-control. You are not good at repeating a task every day. I know that. And so I have to be honest with myself. So how do I make myself? This is just one strategy that I work for me. Not saying it's going to work for you. Not saying it's the best cost effective wise, because it's not. But it is what works in my role. So decide what works for you. That's the most important thing.
Yep. Plus, maybe you wanted a heated garage, because I guarantee you they're keeping it nice and toasty. So instead of just paying money to run a heater, you're paying less money to heat the garage while also earning BTC.
Exactly. And, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, Sarah, because I have, out of the 3 I've been running, 2 are blowing under the house to heat the crawl space. So if I can keep the cold air a little bit warmer going to the house, less furnace run time, and one's running in the garage, so I don't have to worry about frozen paint or anything along those lines. So yeah, there's many benefits to it. So I've thought about it. And John says, that's what we discuss. Best you can do is share how you do things and figure out what works for you. I figured out 401ks work for my benefit. There you go, John. Man, that's great, buddy. I'm glad you found a way to use a 401k system. I don't have one, but I know some people love them. And that's the most important thing. You're absolutely right. We're all going to share. And that's what the Down Home Crypto Discord is all about, is sharing this information, helping community members out, and teaching what we know. Doesn't mean you have to do it. We're not going to tell you, go do this. We're going to say, hey, this is what worked for me. See if it works for you.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Merks. I appreciate it. And yes, it was Merks who did the donation there. I wasn't sure if you were here, Merks, so I wanted to wait till I said your name to make sure that you acknowledged. I didn't want to just throw your name out there. But yes, Merks won the prize and said, no, please use it for the community. And that's exactly what we're doing. So thank you, buddy, so very much.
It's awesome.
Okay, I got to catch up because, yeah, comments are rolling it. Yeah, Merks in demand. Absolutely. Heat my garage with vacuum tubes. See, you know, BTK, a lot of people would say the opposite. They'd be like, dude, why don't you get a new electronic stuff that uses 1/10 of the power as those old tubes? But hey, it's all about what you love. So don't let anybody tell you differently, man. You do what you love. Side adder on Twitter, BTC miner, space heater. Yeah, exactly. So one of these days, sir, I'm going to make a either a fruit roll-up factory or a jerky factory, and it's all going to be heated and dried using Bitcoin miners. I'm going to do it. I just don't know how yet.
Bitcoin beef.
There you go. See? I've been thinking about that one for like 2 years now.
Well, and it took me 2 seconds to give you the name.
There you go. We're good.
No, it's actually kind of clever. I would wonder, though, if it could... Well, yeah, I guess it doesn't take that much heat to cure jerky. It's just a length of time, and the right chemicals.
Exactly, yeah. One of these days I'm going to do it. In my free time. I don't know. It's a fantasy world, but I love to think things up.
In all your free time, right?
Yeah, like I have so much. If I had more battery storage, I'd consider running it in the winter. Yeah, there you go, Rooster. I hear you. And so, by the way, before we do the dance off, I want to say thank you to everybody who voted. But if you haven't voted, I'm going to throw the Discord up here real quick, if I can. I didn't have it up. I was not prepared. I will not lie.
For shame.
I know. Does that mean I'm fired now? Here we go.
You don't get to get fired before me.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm not firing you, so I guess we're both stuck here, buddy. So if you haven't cast your vote, as you guys know, the voting polls are open every Thursday morning. I restart the vote. I collect the log of everybody who voted for the last week, and we do a dance-off. Now, please understand, guys, you are the ones who decide what we invest in, so your opinion truly does matter here. We're not taking suggestions. We're going to do what you tell us, straight up. So definitely click the link, jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord, and go into the Vote Here channel. Now, I am running into a lot of people who are not registering on the Down Home Crypto before they vote. So there's like 10 people who don't get to go in the dance-off because all it has is a bunch of numbers. I tried to back-check them and research them, and they're not coming up. So I don't know if somebody's trying to scam the votes or if they're just hopping in or not. But please make sure to register, go through the verification before you vote.
So I can tell you that that's most likely not what's happening. So
Okay,
a lot of times with Discord bots, they will not parse the entire user list. They will all permanently, to save memory space. What they do is when you load it up for the day, it will look at the users, and if they're like online or it sees them in that room, it will fill in their vote. You see that a lot with like the invite bots. They'll just have the user string ID, right? The ID, until you cycle through the rooms, find all the users, scroll through the user list, and have it load into Discord short-term memory, that's their username. A lot of people who assign a different server profile instead of just their standard profile, it'll do that too, right? Because it stores it separately, and so the bot can't pick it up. That's probably what's happening.
Okay.
So I would say if it's doing that, cycle through the different rooms, see if you can get it to fill in some more of those numbers. Worst case, if you're not sure who it is, you can grab the number, slap an @ in front of it, and paste it in the chat, and it's going to ping that person.
I actually tried that 4 times today, and none of them came up.
Oh, well, then it was people who and then left because they were just... It was probably during that one stream where we had a whole bunch of people that were new come in, or somebody making alts to vote and try to rig the whole process, but they're not in there. So...
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing, guys, is just make sure that you're verified when you cast your vote. It does log it, and I will go back and try to find you, but I can't find you. I'm going to leave you off. So that's why the votes and the number of dancers aren't going to match this week. So I'm going to give you a heads up on that.
Okay.
Rooster, good man. Glad you voted already. Sorry, you better not be going anywhere. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I will say, when we had that whole discussion like 3 episodes ago, the only person who sent me a DM saying that I should come back for a season 2 was Rooster. So,
thank you, Rooster. Man, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. I'm going to put an extra R in front of your name for this dance off. Yeah, I'll talk to the dance coordinator. See what we can do about that. So, definitely be a fake account. Some might be trying to game the votes, and it could be. But the biggest thing, guys, is, as you know, every week we do a dance off for everybody who voted the previous week. Now, once you go in there, you can cast your vote for anything that's already there or add whatever you want in there. I mean, we always want your opinion. Just when you do, please jump down to the next channel down to discuss the vote. Share whatever links you want. Those can be referrals. They can be whatever you got. Just make sure they're safe. So when somebody does click on it, they don't get their wallet drained or something scary. Now, it is about dance-off time. And as you guys know, the rules is if you win the dance-off, you must DM me before the end of the stream. So I will be checking. Now, on the dance-off, the prize tonight is $10. Unless I win, then I double it and we go again. Every time I pop up, I add another $10 and we just keep going. So, I've got to load that up real quick. You're driving for a second.
You are so behind the ball today, sir.
I know. Okay, in my defense, it is all because of Shrapnel. I know I've talked about this several times on the stream here, guys. Their beta release started today. And so I've been sitting on those NFTs. Been trying to get into beta release. It happened at 2 p.m. my time, which was 3 hours ago. And servers are having issues. Been total chaos all the way around. So needless to say, it kind of fed through me because as we know, whatever situation we're in, we absorb those emotions. So I've been absorbing the chaos all day. So I apologize. I have no excuse.
All right, we'll forgive it this time.
Okay.
Plus, I did see the prize pool that they have there for their beta testing tournament or whatnot. So I mean, I'm probably going to wind up giving it a shot because I know I can at least place in the top 100 on some FPS. So
oh yeah, absolutely. And first place on that was $10,000, and the top 100 places all get cash money. The lowest prize is $50. So yeah, not a bad deal.
Nope. I can see why you were distracted. Welcome, Funny Toro. Glad you were able to make it just in time for the dance off. Maybe
perfect timing, Funny. All right. Okay, so there we go. List of names is up. I'm going to say thank you to everybody who did vote. And as you can see, I'm right below Funny Toro and just above Jay Steen. So right between some of my favorite people. This will be fun. Now, as you know, if you win, you must DM me before the end of the stream. Don't forget. Ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Okay. I don't know, man. It's chaos today.
Is everybody in the chat ready?
Let us know you're ready to dance.
I'm ready. In
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big money and a whammy.
Whammies.
Hey, look, I shared the sound.
You remembered.
I did.
He got one thing right, gentlemen. Dang. Oh, no. Billy Ann Rose right off the bat.
Ouch. This is brutal.
Wow. That's rough.
Now they're dancing. Oh, Funny Turo and Hope Giver. I'm sorry, Funny. I was rooting for you, buddy.
Man, it's just going for all of the regulars right off the bat.
Chrome's dead. John Rector. Man. Oh, I died.
Oh, there goes Amami and Serenity. The Gestalt and Roostar. Alexi and Smiley Girl. We're down to Jace team. Mercs. Never mind. We're down to
Danfo. Okay, here we go. Mercs and Danfo. Oh, Mercs again.
Mercs again.
Mercs again.
Mercs, do you want us to do the dance off again? Because you won last week.
Right, and then I can redo it if you want.
Give it back. Or do you want this one?
It's totally up to you, Mercs. You want me to respin? I'll respin it.
But congratulations for winning.
Either way. Chrome, we never asked Chrome if he wanted to redo it. I think Mercs deserves to get a prize on this one.
Yeah, probably.
I think so. He was so generous the last one. Mercs, I definitely want you to get this one, my man. Get yourself a extraction pack for Shrapnel, because the light is $20, $19.99 for the light Shrapnel pack. Get one of those. Go make yourself some 10 grand playing video games. That's my plan.
There you go. Oh, you're going to come in first?
Oh, God, no. I'm hoping to get Horatio to come in first, though.
Ah, yeah, that's what you do, right? You grab the kid who's good at playing, and you say, sit here and play. I might actually grab my brother and just give him my login and tell him to play through the tournament because he plays like a ton of COD.
There you go. So Really, Mercs? You sure you want to do that, buddy? I would love to give it to you, but if you're going to press me to say respin it, I will respin it.
He said respin twice, so
I'm going to verify that because I want to make sure. Now, I got to tell you, but unfortunately, Horatio has his own account. He minted a heavy Merc just like I did.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. Yeah, he's going to be all over it. But I'm hoping to get that to where I will be doing some streaming of the Shrapnel game either tomorrow or Saturday. So keep your eyes on the channel, guys, because it's going to be kind of a sporadic, like, hey, here we go. Let's go play. Just so you can see what it's like. Okay, Merc says he's sure. Mercs, my man, you are absolutely amazing.
We'll dance again then.
We will. We'll go dance again. And thank you, Mercs. You're awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, should be able to just go again. Let's see.
Yeah,
nope,
you should
make me repaste it.
Oh, you could have just clicked play again, right?
I did. And it went to here.
You should scramble the names this time.
No, I can't scramble the names. I don't know how to scramble the names, honestly. I just type them in the way they voted. So in a way, it's kind of scrambled by depending on who voted in what order.
That is true. If you're always the first person to vote that week, I guess you'll always be first on the list.
There you go. Okay, Mercs, thank you so very much, and we'll go again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is courtesy of Mercs, who is still on there. And if Mercs wins, I gotta send him some Idaho Spud Bars or something special. Oh, Mercs died along with Akita and Danfo.
Atiku and Danfo Peter. It's Dalton Hope Giver.
Yeah.
Chrome's
gone. It only got Chrome on that one too.
Easy.
Oh, and I'm dead again. Is it me or is this just moving in reverse order of the last one? This is kind of weird.
Yeah. It started off on the other side.
Right. Oh, Rooster, sorry, buddy.
Oh, Rooster. He's dead.
Ooh. Oh, John Richter and Funny Toro. Sorry, guys. Yeah, better dance. Oh,
wow. Everyone's dying.
That was nuts. That was brutal. It was like,
Congratulations, J-Steen.
My man. Congrats, brother. So, J-Steen, you know the drill, buddy. Send me a DM for the end of the stream, and I will make sure to get you paid. And again, Mercs, thank you so much for being such an amazing member of the community.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Congrats, J-Steen.
Congrats. And I also want to remind everybody, guys, if you enjoy this and you want to help support the community, down below is the join button. Now, if you decide to join for the VIP Family Pass, that's going to get you a backstage access to every single Freaky Friday event. But also, anytime I start sharing information or alpha, I always put it in the family channel. So it's accessible to the family and VIP family members. So if it's something you're thinking about doing, you want to get a little bit of early information, that's where you can get it. So thank you, everybody, for all of your love and support.
Yes. Without you guys, we wouldn't really be doing the show, right? I mean, Somebody needs to vote. I certainly wouldn't have picked Switch.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, we were going to talk about that, but we kind of skimmed over it. Yes. So before we jump into our portfolio, that's one thing we need to talk about here, guys, is certain protocols. When we hear about them, we study them, we research them. They say, we're going to cut the lockup off at this point in time. Doesn't mean it's going to happen that way. Sadly, that's what's happened with our Switch. So when you're doing your research, when you're deciding on your project, always plan for contingency. What if they don't take the lock off it? What if they don't release my fund? What if somebody runs away with all of it? Make sure that's part of your thought process as you're doing your own research. Because as we've seen, it happens fairly regularly.
Absolutely. And by the time that we're able to actually exit now, because they didn't remove so they have a restriction that you can only sell, as long as you don't have too much, you can only sell 20% of your holdings every 10 days. And when it was suggested as an investment by one of the community members for the wallet, and people started voting on it, they were saying that when the perp stacks came out, like the following month, they would lift that restriction, right?
Right.
Well, they never did. And now we're in a position where we're unable to follow the rules that we set forth for our position, right? Because here's the thing, if you can only sell 20% of your holdings every 10 days, it doesn't take you long to realize that you will never actually be able to sell all of it.
Right.
Because you can't take 20% and wind up with zero eventually. It doesn't work like that, especially if it's every 10 days. You're going to wind up trying to spending a year trying to get rid of the last 100 tokens.
Yeah, and you're spend more in gas.
Yeah, and now we're in this position where we're not going to be able to cut it at a 50% loss. We're going to wind up cutting it for a lot more than a 50% loss. So we made an executive decision. We left the entirety of the bag in a staked position, which is earning more until they turn off the restrictions. So maybe eventually we might get out of it with a couple bucks out of the 20 that we put in that week.
So, and that's a real important lesson, guys, is the plans can change. None of us know. There's no guarantees in DeFi and anything. I don't care who's running it. I don't even care if Cyril's running it. He can't guarantee the returns, the profits, or the timelines. He can do his best, but there are no guarantees. So make sure that's part of your own research, your own calculations, and your risk assessment. Be safe out there.
Absolutely. And like I saw that as a concern when it was something that was suggested and the vote was done. And that's why I personally didn't put any in, right? Sometimes I'll put personal in as well into something that we wind up buying here on the show, just because I think, hey, that's a good spot to actually buy, right? But I didn't for this one because I saw that 20%. I saw I'd never be able to sell it all. I also saw how many tokens they were emitting for people who were staked. So if you're getting all those tokens from your stake position, you can just withdraw those and then sell them. You don't care, right? Because that's just free tokens. So it doesn't really matter what happens with these. And that causes dilution. People are taking tokens that they got for free and they're selling it into the liquidity pool. So that's why I didn't. But I didn't say anything here on the show because I had a feeling it would become a good teachable moment down the road. And so that's why we're talking candidly about this. You know, it can be tricky because a lot of times when people are talking about, oh, you know, I've made all this money or I've done all this or I've got on this project, what they don't talk about is the losses that they've had. Nobody wants to talk about that. But we're going to talk about it here, right? Like, these are things that you need to talk about and you need to be aware of, right? That way you don't make those mistakes with more money, right?
Exactly. I'm just like, was it last week where I had like that $70 sucked out of my wallet and I shared here on the show?
Yeah.
Is that right, Rich Freak Fred? I mean, we make mistakes. We're human. We're all going to lose something. Sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes it's a rug. Sometimes it's just we fell into the FOMO. The biggest thing is we've got to be real about it. And we have to understand that these are going to happen. With our education, our experience, we can try and avoid the majority of them. You know, we've gone through, we've taken our licks, we've done our learning process. But we want to help you to make sure that you don't have to take the same kind of licks that we did. So, yeah, we got anything you want to talk about. And please understand, this is not FUD. I'm not saying that their project is bad. I'm just saying that this doesn't play by our rules. What tomorrow holds, none of us know. But I do know that right now it seems unpleasant because it's not what we were expecting. So that's something you have to do. It's expect the unexpected. But I'm not saying anything bad about the team, the project, or anything else. I think they're great. And if they come to fruition, who knows? It might pay off great. But none of us know at the time.
Right. And if you are trying to follow a specific strategy or plan, you know, even if you think the team's great or, you know, the protocol has potential, it's nascent, right? It's the beginnings of an idea with potential, right? And that's what we invest in here in the space, right? That idea, that speculation. Um, Austin, we talked about it earlier. You can rewind. But and so it's important. Great, I lost my train of thought again. The speculation aspect, right? And that's why one of the things that we teach here with the portfolio is don't let any one particular asset wind up becoming a large portion of your portfolio, right? If you look at your portfolio and you're like, wow, 90% of my bag is in this project, that's a problem, and it should not be that way. Yes, there's a reason why it's stated that diversification is used to protect wealth. That is true. You don't diversify to build wealth, you diversify to protect. But if you are trying to grow a portfolio, you need to have it in at least like a small handful of things, like 3, 4, maybe 5 projects. We broadened the restriction a little bit for our Rags to Riches portfolio simply because it wouldn't be much fun if you guys were limited to a maximum of 5 choices, right? Wouldn't be that fun. So, but for like personal portfolios that you're trying to build up, keep it less than 5, but don't have the majority in like 1. Okay. You're not diversifying to protect your wealth. You're still keeping it tight to try to build the wealth, but it's not all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And that's whether you're talking DeFi or you're talking where your funds are held. Like the gentleman I was talking to earlier today, everything he's buying is on Coinbase and he's holding it there. Well, if you're just starting out, that's not a bad thing for the first couple weeks, but after that, you need to get it off there, because if Coinbase goes down or something happens, it means everything you worked for is gone. So not only diversify what you have, but also how you hold it. And personally, after a few weeks, guys, you need to get off the central exchanges. Get a hold of us in the Discord. We'll help you set up a ledger or a DeFi wallet or whatever it is, but you need control of your own finances. So it's a good starting point.
Not your crypto.
There you go. Perfect. Love that saying. So now that we've gone through that one, and yes, it's a very important lesson, and sometimes we got to take the licks to learn. And I learned the best that way. So we have learned, and now we got to find out, how bad has it affected our portfolio?
Well, let's take a peek. Give me 1 second. I gotta find the tab. There's the tab.
Yeah, never hold on sexes. Yeah, I think FTX was the biggest lesson. It was a huge lesson. I mean, nobody thought FTX could go down. They've got millions. Guess what? No, they really don't.
That's what she said. Sorry. All right. There we go. All right. So we got the page up. So this week we started the week, if you remember, last week last week we were up, right? The show before that and the one before that we were down, but last week we were up. Now this week we have successfully broken that $1,000 mark. We started the week off with $971.85, and we ended the week with $1,004.92, a profit of $33.07, or 3.29%.
Do the happy dance. Do the happy dance. We broke a 1K mark. Woo-hoo-hoo. Good job, everybody.
At the pace of $25 a week.
There you go. The price of lunch. I mean, literally, 2 hamburgers at McDonald's. That's all we gave up. And we're up to $1,000. We're not even in the bull market, guys. This is just building our position. We haven't even started making profits yet. So I'm stoked.
And it's worth noting, if you subtract the last 2 weeks, right? Everything we had done prior, all of our purchasing throughout coming down the bear market and to now where we're at, right? We're basically flat, meaning we started investing back at the end of the bull market, at the beginning of the bear, all through that down, all through the bear. We're only beginning to come back up now, right? And yet here we are already flat. And then on top of that, now just in the last 2 weeks, everything we've put in so far from the beginning is up almost 8.5%. I don't know about you, but I don't find 8.5% in my savings account.
No.
I don't generally find 8.5% over the course of like, what would we be doing this at? I mean, if you can find like a little bit of a riskier index fund on the stock market, you'd probably be around 8.5% right now, you know. But it's tough, right? Like usually on average, you get maybe 10% for the whole year in the stock market on average over a long period of time, because some years it's down, some years it's up, you know. But yeah, in the last 2 weeks, we've grown almost 8.5%, right? Our entire portfolio, mind you, not just what we put in the last 2 weeks, our entire portfolio has gone up 8.5%. So that, once again, I know I harp on it all the time, but that's the power of DCAing your way in and having the bear market is for positions.
And the bull market is for what, everybody? Let me know in the chat. So, Cyril, now, even after our black eye, dealing with Switch and some of the other things we've had to do, we had our elephant, we had to liquidate, we had our Switch. We've taken a couple licks, but we're still in profit, even after that loss. That's great.
That is correct. That is correct. And we're just going to see that keep going from here. You know, we're doing really well with all of that. So I'm a happy camper. You know, we actually added the AKKF to our portfolio last week, according to the notes. We added some BTC, both of which are up. You know, when I was going through updating the pricing on AKKF, when we purchased it, it was 382, right?
Okay.
Our KKF, when we purchased it, it was 121. You know, so like we're doing well already. You know, and the bull market is not even quite there yet.
Right. We haven't even started yet. We're kind of warming it up. Yeah, we're not even getting ready. I mean, we're just taking our crypto out for dinner. We haven't even planned what we're doing later after for drinks. No, we're just making our dinner reservations right now. So yeah, it ain't even started heating up, baby.
we got the oven preheating. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, make no mistake, we aren't even close to making money. And I love BTK's answer. It's like, oh, that's for meme coins. Yes. That's twisted, but very true in a lot of ways. And Wild Angel, thank you so much. Bull is for profit. That's right. Right now, we're building our position. So that way, all we're doing is collecting. We're just getting our bag bigger and bigger and bigger and fatter. And that way, that whole bag goes up. Not just this little bit, but this huge pile or accumulation that we made. All of it's going to go up. That's what we're hoping for.
Yep. That's why, again, bear markets for position, bull markets for profit, right? You know, you don't care whether your bag's red, whether your bag's green, whether it's going up, down, sideways, left, right, through time, who knows, right? Doesn't matter. If it is the bear market, the only thing that you should be concerned with is building a position. And this goes for anything, whether it's crypto or stocks or property or any asset or commodity, right? It goes for everything. You build your position during the bear market. Nobody who's been doing this for a while gives a shit what the price of something is while they're building their position. Because they're building their position when it's already on sale. When it starts going up, they stop buying. They don't buy because the people who buy when it's going up are the one that they are selling to, because it doesn't go up unless someone is selling it, right? I know we can click that sell button or click that buy button and it happens instantly, but there's whole order books that happen behind the scenes on any of these exchanges. There's the peer-to-peer, there's perps, there's a lot of that, right? You see the order book depth when you go onto an exchange or a futures exchange. That's where the bulk of the volume is on the order book. In DeFi, you get a little spoiled because there's liquidity pools and they are available 24/7, but you go on any kind of exchange and it's all order book. So, and we forget that a lot of times.
We have gotten pretty spoiled. We want everything and we want it now. And technology has given us that. And I think it's just going to get better and better in the future. We're seeing more and more. Now you can buy stocks and stuff on your cell phone through an app. Before you couldn't. You had to call up a broker to set up an account. So, man, the world is changing. Financially, everything is changing. And anybody who's not learning at least the basics of this information is going to get left behind. So, as always, what we always ask is just do us a huge favor and make sure to like, subscribe, and share your friends. Let them know. Just like the guys talking to you today, it's like, hey, you got to get in here and at least learn some of this. Even if you're only buying on Coinbase, that's great. At least you're starting. Take it a step further. Learn some of the basic strategic investing practices. Learn some of the mindsets. Learn when to take profits, when to collect and build your position, and when to start selling it. And you don't start selling it, you'll right at the very top because you're not going to hit it. It's not going to happen. Sell it on the way up. That way, when it hits the top, you sell your last little bit. You say thank you very much. You sit back, you relax on cruise control as it slides down the hill.
Yep.
And you start it again.
Well, that's when you start shorting, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Short it all the way down, and you make money on that too. And then, but that's a story for another day, maybe.
Yes. That is a whole other thing. Yes.
However, I would like to remind you, we don't know what people voted for.
I've been waiting for you to ask because, this is I don't know. I want to share this one. This one's kind of sketchy. So, but as always, you guys voted for it. So that's what we're going to do either way. Unless Mr. Cyril outvotes it, but I don't think he will. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Well, now I'm curious.
You don't want to know. Yeah, it's this weird project I've never heard of. I don't know what it is, but maybe you can fill us in on what this is. So,
that's the same thing that was last week.
I know it is the exact same thing. Believe it or not,
it's the exact same voting results. Except it looks like it wasn't quite as close of a race between the low risk and the mid risk.
Right. So on blue chips, you guys are still saying BTC is the winner. And I think that's a good, solid one. At this stage, I think it's a great way to build up on that in my position, or my opinion, opposition. But then a lot of you guys shifted to the medium risk Keir Crew Fund. So I'm really curious. If anybody wants to share their comments down below, why did you maybe switch from the low risk to the medium risk? What was your mindset? Love to hear it.
My guess is that because the low risk won 2 weeks in a row, they're like, it's time to do the medium risk one 2 weeks in a row. That way we have a balanced bag there.
That sounds pretty good. And Funny Source says, do you think if someone doesn't have any investment, they should get $25 TradeFi ETF or save like Rags to Riches portfolio? That's a great question, Funny. What do you think, Cyril?
So if you don't have any investments at all, right? We talked a bit about this last episode where the first thing that you should do is work towards setting aside, right? That 1 to 3 months, preferably 3 months of expenses. But you can get a TradFi ETF. And if you prefer the stocks route, by all means. I will say that if you are looking for like a little bit faster growth right now, that's kind of why we're doing this here in the crypto space. It presents that faster growth opportunity. ETFs, absolutely long term. And ideally what you should be doing is you should be alternating, right? Or splitting between the two. Because it doesn't matter if it's only $25, right? You can split it however you want. Or you can alternate, or you can do like this week I'll buy, some of my ETF. Maybe I'll buy some S&P 500 or some VU or whatever, right? And then this week, I'll sprinkle some into some blue chips and DeFi, and then the next week I'll buy an ETF and then sprinkle some into like some more speculative, like crypto projects or something, right? So you're alternating back and forth between the ETF and that, and then each other time when you get the crypto one, you're switching in between like blue chips one week or one time, and then like the DeFi the next time, right? Find a balance that works for you. There is no right answer when it comes to something like that, is ultimately what I'm getting at. Sorry, I was rambling a little bit, but there's no right answer for that.
Right. And I think you're right there. And one thing I want to point out, Sarah, I want your opinion on this. Now, for me personally, I think I want to avoid the ETFs because of the legal aspect, the taxes, the things like that. The DeFi world, that's not being monitored. That's not being tracked. And so whatever earnings I have now in a DeFi wallet, there's really no claiming or taxing of that nature, where ETFs, I believe there are, but I'm not sure. How's that fall, Sarah?
Technically, legally, you're supposed to report both regardless, right? So that's the answer that I can give there.
Okay. We'll keep it short then. Okay, so this is my gambler side. We won't talk about it. But anyway.
I could give a whole bunch of like actual answers to that, but I would rather not do that on recorded media.
Right. Fair enough. I know right now it's kind of an honor system, at least here where I do taxes. So we'll go with that. And John Richter says, I keep voting for Matic, to be honest. Hey, nothing wrong with Matic, John. I think Matic's a great one. Then again, I think AVAX is a great one, but Cyril disagrees. However, it's been doing pretty well. So who knows? We might change his mind over time. We'll see. Better gains in medium. And that's a good point, Chrome, is there are better gains. Now, the risks are a little bit higher, of course, in the medium risk. But still a pretty low risk as far as DeFi goes, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Do you think the medium is too low risk? Is it too safe? Do we need to talk to this guy over here and say, hey, we want a high-risk DGen index fund? Share your thoughts here. I'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
And yes, there's already a large holding in blue chips because we are voting 20% for blue chips every week. So the DeFi one, yeah, it's like if you can do that, just double down on the blue chip, call it a day.
Right. That makes sense.
Let's go. Okay. And see, Polygon team is building a lot. And funny, Toro, Polygon is building a lot. I think a lot of the Layer 2s are building a lot. A lot of things are happening right now. I know Shrapnel's building out on AVAX. I know Star Atlas is building out on the Solana, but we won't talk about them. A lot of things, I said the bad word. A lot of things are being built out there, and this is the entertainment industry. And that's something that I'm big into is the GameFi system. And I think gaming is truly going to change the entire structural and the landscape. Because you think about it, we spend more money in games than we do going out to dinner or watching movies combined. Yeah. Gaming industry gets more revenue than both of those other entertainments. Kind of scary. Yeah, it's time. So, was there anything else you wanted to cover on this, Cyril, as far as our voting here?
No, I'll jot those down and I'll make sure I get that done. I will say what I will do is, and I doubt anyone will crucify me for this, but I'm going to wait a couple days before making the purchase of the BTC for our portfolio. And I'm going to wait until Saturday afternoon to pick up some of the AKKF for the medium risk. And then I'll get those transferred over into the Rags to Riches wallet, and we'll be good to go. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight.
Yes, thank you, everybody. And I lost. Oh my god!
What'd you lose?
Right, I lost the Discord link. There we go.
Oh, can't believe it.
So yes, I want to say thank you to everybody who tunes in every week, shares your information, and shares your passion, because that's what makes this a great event. And your opinions truly do matter. So make sure to jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord, cast your vote, and get to know the people out there. We're getting more and more joining every single day, and some of these people really need a hand. They don't understand what maybe an ETF is, or they don't have any idea the difference between AVAX or Solana or Matic. And like, well, I don't know, it's all DeFi, right? Give them a helping hand. That's what we're here for. And if you want to get hold of me or Cyril, you can always contact us in the Discord there. But make sure, cast your vote by Thursday morning, because that's when you can dance for cash.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you coming in. Congratulations to our winner. And you all have a good night. And we will see you tomorrow on Freaky Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, I had to think about that. Mountain time. Yes, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, of course, is our Freaky Friday. And it's not crypto based. It's whatever based. And truth is, I don't know who's going to show up. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Either way, it's going to be a great time. Oh, I do know what we're talking about.
Spud bars. I get to eat the spud bars.
Yes. And poor Chrome, buddy, I am so sorry. Chrome got his box today, but they want to charge him tariff of $20 on top of it on the 30-something I paid to ship. It's like, oh my God, that's like the world's most expensive candy bar. So I am so sorry, Chrome. I will make sure to reimburse you, brother. So thank you, everybody, for spending the evening with us. If you have any questions, put them in the Discord. Let's go and have a chat. It's always the only thing I ever ask is do me a favor. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us. Let's get those people out there who are working every single day, get them in here so they can learn how to build a better future and not have to work every day until they die. That's what my whole goal is. So thank you so very much. Have a great night. Stay safe. Catch you next time.
See ya.
Take care,
everyone.